Alright guys, we're back with another reaction video, and today we're reacting to a video titled The Predators That Society Accepted. So like, comment, subscribe, share the video, and let's see what this video is about.
Strip club is where we going, bro. This guy crazy.
What you just saw is a bunch of groupies following LeBron, trying to get him to slip up. And luckily, he's not new to this. He's true to this. You feel me? He's an OG. He's a vet. He went down the escalator that was going up. Hey, G move. But I want you to imagine this. Imagine you're a 20-year-old NBA rookie. You just got drafted. You got millions in the bank account. You're playing in the league with some of the guys you looked up to growing up. Life is golden. But what you don't realize is that everyone is eyeing your success and your wallet. And no, I'm not talking about your agent or those newfound family members that just started coming around in the last couple of months. I'm talking about the gold diggers. You see, when most people think about predators, they think about these older men who are sometimes wealthy, you know, they tend to be creepy, going after these younger women. But what we're here to talk about today is a predator that most people don't see coming. The older female predators who prey on young successful men. And look, before I get started with this video, I have nothing against legal age gap relationships. If you guys are both consenting adults, you can love whoever you want. But today we're here to expose these older women who've taken advantage of these young successful men and use them for their money. Meet 39-year-old Drea Michelle. This dude you see right here is her 22-year-old son, Nico. And you see what they're doing in this clip is sitting courtside in Drea Michelle's 22-year-old NBA boyfriend Jalen Green's game. I ain't gonna lie, I couldn't imagine someone who's not only the same age group as me, but the same exact age as me being in a father figure role in my life. That's just insane, I ain't gonna lie. But that's a topic for another video. You see, my issue with these couples that have these huge age gaps is you question whether or not the love is genuine. Because I'm a strong believer that to even get to the point where you love someone, you gotta have that initial interest. And no, I'm not talking about interest on a physical level because you see people who you find attractive every single day. I'm talking about genuinely having things in common. For example, hobbies, activities, aspirations. What could this young man in his early 20s have in common with his significantly older mother? Especially when it's a mother that has a son the same age as him. I mean, just look at this insane story post she made. I don't want to figure it out on my own. I want to call my man. Y'all is crazy. Excuse me one sec. Call Jalen. Brief intermission. I'm trying to get to 100k subs, so I'd appreciate it if you like, comment, subscribe on this channel and on my reaction channel, 40 Shams Live. Also, join my seasoned adult here. You're 39 years old. Love y'all. You're the seasoned adult here. You're 39 years old. He should be calling you. I'm genuinely wondering how she didn't cringe enough to just not write that statement. How does she shift her brain so she doesn't feel like she's addressing her son when she's talking to him? And it's just hard to imagine that a dude in his late teens, early 20s has that much in common with an older lady. And that's the thing that makes me question, okay, is this an organic relationship or is there some sort of ulterior motive behind it? Because there are legit women out there who have made it their profession to finesse, swindle these men out of their money. And look, again, I'm not trying to be the relationship police. I have nothing against age gap relationships, but the consequences when these relationships go wrong are huge on the young man, because there's always the possibility that you might have a child with the lady and now you have to deal with child support, which can cost like 6 figures a month if you have that type of money. Or let's say, for example, this athlete happens to marry the lady and he doesn't sign a prenup, which that isn't even crazy to think, because a lot of these young guys are head over heels over these ladies because they're so good at manipulating these men. So now imagine this young dude marries this older lady and down the line he sees all the red flags that he didn't see before.
Yeah, but you want to know what my thinking is? How does this even still happen? Like, I know, like, I don't know how athletes still get, like, obviously, right, humans make the same mistakes regardless of history, but you think it would have gone down a little bit at least. Like, you'd think athletes would see what's happening to other athletes and try to be more safe, but I don't know. I don't know about this relationship. But dating, you know what? Dating someone that's the same age as your son, though, is insane. That's just crazy. It's weird. That's weird. You got a son that's the same age as the man you're dating. Come on. Come on, woman. I think you need to look for people in your own age range at that point.
Or as he grows and matures, and now they get a divorce. Now she's walking off with millions of his money. There's literally a study that shows that professional athletes lose 60% of their earnings within 5 years of retirement. And these bad relationships play a huge role in that. And look, I will say that she's completely changed her life around now, but one of the people who was known for this type of behavior was Brittany Renner. I mean, she was so known for it in the past that Deion Sanders had her come and talk to his football players.
So my name is Brittany Renner, aka Bundle of Brittany on Instagram. I have been on social media for
This joke ain't took notes all year, but now you want to take it. And that's how the game starts, with the phone.
Right.
They going on Instagram and they see you. Take us on the journey of how this is played out.
I mean, honey, like, I feel like my DMs, it's like a Nike store. There's nothing but checks. So it just, for me, I feel like
Hold on. They missed that game.
I'm talking heavy
Verified.
hitters. Some of y'all's favorite rappers, NBA players, football players. It's like, to me, once you reach that level just of popularity, the world is your oyster. You can do whatever you want. If you play a sport, it's kind of like, well, that's an incentive to talk to you. A lot of times, women, men in general, everybody wants something.
Thank you.
Everybody wants something. So it's like, even if we both have our own thing going on, me still being with you is a good look because
You couldn't have at least dressed appropriately though. Like, jeez.
you boost my stock. To be able to decipher who really loves you for you, I think that's like the billion-dollar question we're all wanting to know.
And you see, the crazy thing about these type of situations is that there's a huge double standard. For example, just a couple days ago, a 22-year-old man was ambushed and beaten for linking up with an 18-year-old girl.
Police here telling me that a group of students used the Tinder dating app to lure a man to campus so he could meet up with a teenage girl.
Okay, I don't even think you can be on Tinder if you're not 18, so technically he didn't do anything to break the law, even though that age gap is a little weird.
And once he showed up, he was allegedly beaten up by this group of students, even though police say he did nothing wrong.
And this is a huge side note, and I'm by no means trying to support predators, but for people who try to catch predators, please don't try to do some vigilante work where you're doing all the investigation by yourself and whatnot. Do it the legal way. Because when you get to the point where you actually want to put the guy in jail, the police might not be able to put him in jail because of the way you obtained the evidence. All that's gonna do is put the predator on alert, and now he's gonna be moving even sneakier and he's gonna be harder to catch. But back to the conversation of double standards. See, I know someone's gonna come in my comments and say that men do the same thing all the time, they're just not necessarily after the money. And look, I totally agree, but see, the difference is when the man is the older partner in an age gap relationship, the man is usually more successful and has a lot more clout. For example, Jeff Bezos and his ex-wife. After they divorced, she became a billionaire. And there's numerous cases of stuff like this happening where a woman marries a wealthy man and then after they divorce, she runs off with his wealth. Which, again, I'm not trying to justify anything here, but I'm just saying it's usually worse for the dudes.
Yeah, and they wonder why marriages are going down. You wonder why people don't want to get married, especially men, because of facts like this. Because when they get married, if they do get a divorce, the court heavily favors the woman. Heavily. Like, obviously, there's like exceptions, obviously, but for the most part, there are these cases with the man having the money and the woman, and the man loses half his money. I mean, look at Pep Guardiola recently in football. Dude lost like half his money to his wife. Like, she was there, so she supported him, looked after his kids, but half his money. She wasn't doing nearly enough what he was doing to make that money. Like, she was looking after his kids, fair enough, but he was working every day, you know, tactics, football, you know, building a legacy, and she took half his fucking money. Plus his kids.
I think that might be the reason why Leonardo DiCaprio hasn't gotten married to this point. Dude just keeps dating models that are 25 years old and younger and lives his life. And I also gotta talk about how different men and women are treated in these type of situations. A perfect example is Zoe Kravitz. After the situation went down with Will Smith slapping Chris Rock, she made a couple of posts online that threw shade at the Smith family. So basically, people started digging up old comments that Zoe Kravitz had made about Jaden Smith.
I'll be really passionate. Jaden! Sorry.
Great! Perfect!
You made
I've been
it.
looking for you for the past forever.
I dragged him out tonight.
Oh my gosh.
Literally dragged you? This is my date.
Oh my gosh, I've been looking for you for 45 minutes
Don't leave.
casually.
I wanna, hey, just don't
Okay,
leave.
yes,
Don't leave.
I'm-
Hang on. Tell him how amazing she looks. Tell me how.
You look like something that you would find in like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory.
That's
Like,
why
wow.
I keep him around. Don't leave. Sorry, that's like my love of my life. What did he say you look like? Willy Wonka. It's something in Willy Wonka. That's what like a 16-year-old says to you. It's a compliment. It's great. What was I saying? I don't
He's your date for tonight?
Yes, I dragged him out. I texted him and I said, you have to come, so he did. I love him.
And see, I think it's great that they called her out about it, but how come they didn't call her out about it when it first happened? They only called her out about it when she got in the midst of this altercation between Will Smith and Chris Rock. So something huge had to happen just to call attention to something that was obviously wrong. Now don't get me wrong, there are situations in these age gap relationships where the lady isn't gold digging, obviously. A great example is the Ball brothers, for example, Mellow Ball and Jello Ball, where both of them are in a relationship with an older lady who has her own money. Plus LeVar Ball approves of their relationship, so I'm sure they got nothing to worry about.
Jello, Nikki. Yeah. Oh my God, I love her. This is the only one that got her own spot in Beverly Hills. Everybody thinking she a gold digger and got a youngster. No, he said these other girls I'm dealing with have no sense. Everybody talking all this stuff. She business-fied. Her family like that. Right. Her mom talk business, and they talk business to Jello about business. So this is the part I like. She had a Lamborghini Urus. She driving that, the baby seat in the back. She says, it's too small. I got to get another ride. I think I'm going to get that Cullinan. Yeah. Rolls Royce Cullinan. Yeah. 2 weeks later, she get that. Not using my son's money, using her money. Her own money. The woman that Mello has, Anna, like her, love her. Anna is like, you know, everybody's stuck on that thing like, oh, she's so old, he's so young. She a woman. These other girls is pushing buttons to make these basketball players go crazy, and now they beating them and strangling them and all that, and they losing their whole career. He always played up 6 and 7 years, so he a little more older than what he is. So of course he's not gonna pick the girlfriend type from high school. He gonna try to gravitate to a woman.
If you know LeVar Ball, you know how much he cares about his sons, how much he's invested in them, and just how intelligent he is. So he would never go for anything like that. So to my fellow young successful dudes, if you find a woman like this who has things going for herself and you can tell genuinely cares about you, and the people whose opinions you value in your life also approve of her, yeah, go ahead and do it.
Yeah, because the crazy thing is, like, the whole internet or everyone will probably be screaming at them saying it's not a good idea. But most guys just don't listen. I don't know. It's kind of sad though when you see an athlete where they kind of get with a girl and then they lose half their money. Like, obviously the athlete needs to be responsible as well and be smart. It's not just, it doesn't just fall all on the woman, of course, but it's like a repeat story you just see every single year. Draft happens, young kid comes up, very successful, older woman gets with her. It's like, it's just a sad cycle, guys. It's a really sad cycle.
But otherwise, please don't be another cautionary tale. If you made it this far.
Oh yeah, and before I go, the thing with that woman with Jaden as well, yeah, like no one cared at all. Like if that was like a man and he was like, oh, she's 30, like how old was Jaden, 14 at the time, a 40-year-old girl, he was like, oh yeah, this is my date, guys, yeah, I texted her, invited her out. First of all, everyone would be like, you texted her? Why are you texting her? Second of all, she's your date. So yeah, double standards, you know, obviously some double standards are good, but others are not so good. But guys, like, comment, subscribe, share the video for more reaction videos like this. Make sure you come back.